It was an ox pull. I was always hypnotized by how gross the oxen were. They would lick snot out of their own noses. One year, my chubby friend Lauren and I entered the egg toss. Now, if you're not familiar, an egg toss is a contest to see which two-person team can throw and catch an egg across the greatest distance without breaking it. Lauren and I were the youngest team in the contest that day by a long shot. We were both 12 years old, but we totally dominated the competition. The whole town was watching, and with every successful toss and catch, the crowd would go crazy. There had never been excitement like that in Mount Uniacke. Lauren and I were sensations. After we successfully cleared a distance of 100 feet, a woman in the crowd who was caught up in the excitement yelled, "Hey boys," and pulled up her shirt. Bosoms. I had been in the zone. But the sight of the boobs shook me up. They were wonderful boobs. I was only 12. I made a T sign and yelled to Lauren, "Time out!" A hush fell over the crowd. I stood there at the edge of the lake, more of a swamp really, in my rain boots and tiny Adidas shorts, my everyday summer uniform. Took a few deep breaths. I tried to focus and find my way back into the zone. After a few moments, the crowd began to stir. "Come on, Buck! You can do it!" I wasn't ready, but I couldn't delay any longer. I signaled Lauren with a wave. It was his turn to throw. It was down to us and one other team. One more successful catch, and the trophy would be ours. I wanted that trophy. Lauren and I took our positions. Our strategy was to put the contest out of reach. We put as much distance between us as we could. We stood on opposite ends of the fairgrounds. We wanted to end this thing in spectacular fashion. Lauren reared back. He grunted loudly as he threw. The egg wobbled across the sky. The throw was on line, but a bit short. I had to run forward a few paces. I made a desperate lunge to catch the egg before it hit the ground. When I did, my left foot slid on the loose gravel of the playing surface. I was out of control, out of whack. All I could think about was boobs. The egg hit me right between the eyes. The crowd moaned. I was still racing forward, blinded by albumin and shell shrapnel. I slipped on a beer can, which sent me twisting sideways. I toppled head over heels into the green-black of the swamp lake. I was underwater for a suspended eternity before someone pulled me out. I don't know who it was. Maybe my super-athletic gym teacher, Mr. Fisher. Maybe it was my friend Mark's sister, Truck. She was the most powerful human being in Mount Uniacke. More powerful than that weekend's champion ox. Maybe it was my dad. Maybe it was the lady with the boobs. I hope it was her. Back on dry land, the air was as silent as the water had been. All eyes in the crowd bulged. Hands were held to mouths. No one had ever seen anyone go into that water before. No one dared. The stillness was shattered by the sound of a voice yelling, "Someone get the salt!" My body was covered in shiny black leeches.
Oh!
10 seconds later, someone came leaping over the wall of the rink with a shaker of salt from the French fry booth. 2 or 3 worried women started tending to me in the removal of the leeches. A little stream of blood ran down my body where each one had been attached. One of the women screamed as an eel came wriggling out of one of my boots.
Oh.
Another woman pulled long gloops of algae out of my hair.
Oh.
I saw someone returning a hamburger-sized turtle to the water. I think it came from my body somewhere. Grubby Hoffman, the judge of the contest, approached. He was wearing his signature skimmer hat. Looked good on him. "You okay, Buck?" "Yeah," I said, my voice trembling. Wasn't really okay at all. "We're willing to give you another shot. Do you want to give it a go?" I hated the idea of being a charity case. I blew it. I couldn't make the catch. But I wanted the chance for redemption after embarrassing myself in front of the whole town. I nodded yes. "He's going to take another shot, folks!" The crowd erupted. Lauren and I were given a new egg. We took our positions at either end of the fairground again. Lauren let it fly. It was a perfect throw. I didn't have to budge. I cradled it into the nest of my hands, and then held the egg high above my head, and the crowd erupted again. The lady with the boobs ran over and hugged my face. I was in heaven. A new Mount Uniacke egg toss record had been set, and as far as I know, it's never been broken. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott and Dave.